Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. Two patients in this compilation. So first one here, nice and straightforward. You can see we've got this really big sort of plug of wax right at the entrance to the canal. You can see it's literally just inside the ear canal here. So we've got the standard size ulnar tube in here. That's the bigger of the two tubes you see us using in our videos here at Audiology Associates. So we're just holding on to this plug. Luckily it's a little bit softer. We've got a really good suction grip there, so hopefully this is all going to come out in one nice big chunky piece. There we go, out that comes. You can see it's a little bit dry around the edges, a few little tiny hairs embedded in the wax. Be prepared for hairs again for the next one. This next one is a pretty hairy old one. Now you can see when we take a look in here, let's get rid of this side section. There we go, a little bit of dry skin there. If we take a look down further in, we can actually see there's a little tiny blob, and that's basically discolored, or a little tiny bit of soft wax is sitting on the eardrum. Nothing the patient needs to be worried about at all. It looks nice and healthy. What can happen sometimes, you can get these little tiny blobs of wax that detach from the canal wall and will move backwards into the ear, and sometimes they'll just stick on the eardrum, but that looked more like almost like a discolored patch where a piece of wax had been, so it's come away quite nicely. Other ear canal here, and you can see we've got a very dry, tough old little bit of wax. We have to do a little bit of wiggling to get this out, but it certainly is on its way. There we go. You can see very dry. It stayed nice and solid, a little bit of lighter material underneath. If you watch the channel a lot, you'll know that usually means there's a little bit of dry skin just sitting at the bottom. There we go, that ear canal is looking nice and clear. There is a little bit of tidying up to do, so I'm just going to take these couple of little pieces away. Now, obviously we get asked a lot in the comment section on all the social media platforms saying, oh, why don't you take every single little piece of wax away? Oh my goodness, you're no good at your job, and blah blah. But basically you don't need to, okay? Basically what happens is the wax should be in there. You should have some wax in your ear canals. It helps to protect the ear canal, it keeps it nice and healthy. What we're doing in this type of procedure is removing the offending wax, getting the blockages away. If there's tiny little bits left on the bottom of the canal, really it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect the patient's hearing. It's going to help to protect the ear. So it's all good. You really don't need to worry about it, guys, honestly. That reminds me, guys, if you do enjoy these videos, you can always subscribe or follow, depending on which social media platform you're on. That would be really helpful for us. We do like getting new followers / subscribers. So thank you very much for watching this video. You can see we've got 1.5 centimeters, just over, well, I'm just going to go, what's that? But just under 3/4 inch, I think that would be, maybe just over half. You squished it together a little bit. So this is the second patient in our compilation video. You can see very humid ear canal, first of all. And we've got these sort of little bit softer bits of wax in here. So we're just gonna start removing this first of all. This is the standard size ulnar tube in here again, guys. I tend to, unless the ear canal's really small, I do tend to use this tube a lot more than probably a lot of the other tubes we use, and as in fact a lot of the other tools we use. Just because you tend to get a much better suction grip with a bigger tube. Fine end, the smaller of the tubes, great for delicate work, getting into nooks and crannies. But this type of tube is great for taking these bigger plugs out. Now, the first thing you'll see is a lot of long hairs attached to the back of that. And you can see them in the canal as well. So I think this has come from ear hair trims. I don't think this is haircut trims. I think basically what we produce, everyone has cilia on the outer part of the ear canal. Now they're very fine. You can just see them poking across the front of the screen there. Very fine hairs. They sit all the way around the entrance to the canal, and they stop any bigger bits of dust and debris from getting into the canal. If they do, the earwax picks it up as it migrates along the canal and drops it out. Now what we also get, especially me, is you get a lot of hair around the outside of the ear there, and they tend to be thicker, coarser hairs. Now they're not your cilia, they're just hairs that start sprouting on you as we get a little bit older, and what those hairs do is they're just a little bit annoying sometimes, so people tend to trim them down. Now when we trim our hairs, all those little clippings have nowhere to go. Some come out, but a lot go into the canal, and that's what we're seeing here. Now, we saw a little bit of dry skin there on the entrance to the canal. I popped a little bit of olive oil just to take that away. You can see it there as well. So we're just going to remove that first of all. Now you can see these longer, thicker hairs. Now this is what I'm talking about these ear hair trims. And you can see suction really doesn't do a tremendous amount for these hairs, because if you imagine the end of the suction tube is like this, and you've got a hair that's like that. So the suction tube is not going to grip that, and you could put a fine end on, which is what we've got here, which makes the aperture a little bit smaller, but the suction tube still doesn't grip it very well. So you tend to find to remove hairs a lot of the time we'll have to use things like the crocodile forceps. Now what we do with this one is we leave all these big chunky hairs in there. No, of course we don't. We take them out. Just because you guys have a right come at me in the comments if I left them in there. So we don't need to remove them next bath or shower. That's going to come out really easily for our patient. But just because there's a couple of thicker and offending ones, I know because you guys wouldn't be happy if I left them in there. I've removed this one as well. You can see we've got the majority of those hairs out for you. So we have got another ear canal coming up now, guys. There you go. There's the other ear canal. So we can see a very similar story in this one as well. This thicker, dark, sticky type earwax. And little bits of hair in here as well, and a bit of dry skin there, just for good measure. Throw it all into the mix for you today. So we're just getting this away. Let's give this a little bit of a, ooh, right, we've got a little bit of dry skin just fell off the front of the camera. That's what that was. Look, like a little visor coming down over the front. So we're just gonna pull this next sticky plug out. There we go. Out that comes, and then we're going to get behind it and get the next bit. Now you can see these thicker, now they appear like rope-like hairs on here. They look like giant strands of hair. If you watched our videos from the rest, or no, what day did we say to you? Yesterday. If you watched our video yesterday, I lose track of the days, so sorry guys. You will have seen the movements we make on the outside of the ear and the size comparison about what you see inside the ear compared to what it looks like outside of the ear. Don't forget, what you're seeing in here is magnified up. So there's hairs that look like giant pieces of rope in here, actually tiny, tiny, thin little hairs. So we're just getting this plug. We've got this wiggled down the canal. Look at all the bits stuck into there as well. That's showing the wax is doing its job. This is its job. It's picking all the dirt and debris up, and in this case hair, and taking it down the canal to expel it. Unfortunately, it just got a little bit sticky and stuck to the canal. That's where using olive oil on a regular basis really helps. It does help to get absorbed into the wax, take the stickiness out of the wax, helps to moisturize the skin of the ear canal as well. Just tidying up a little bit of this stickier stuff on the outside part of the ear, and we can see further in. There's these hairs further in as well. You know I'm not going to leave them in there, guys. Don't panic. Don't all jump onto the comment section. But you can see we're taking these out. It is quite difficult actually to remove hair, these looser ones from the ear canal as well. And sometimes I have accidentally held onto one that's still attached and pulled that out as well. So give the ear a quick ear wax. We do apologize to the patient. You can't tell which ones are attached and which ones are not. Some are really long and they kind of bend back inside the canal. So I'm just taking some of these little pieces away. There we go. Now you will do this, you'll remove these easier bits of hair. Now if I had a piece of hair that was sitting right down on top of the eardrum, would I remove that? No, I wouldn't. And as much as you go, oh my goodness, that's probably really irritating. It's not really irritating if you've got a bit of hair stuck in down there. But what it is more risky to remove a hair that's deeper and resting flat against the eardrum. Because how are we going to remove that? If we put suction on it, it's not going to lift it off. We can't put a tool and scrape it along the ear canal. So you can see you're always weighing up this, well, okay, is it, how much benefit does the patient get compared to the risk of what we're doing? We have, do you know what? I'm going to call that a centimetre, because I reckon if I bunch that, it's about a centimetre. And I would say that's just under half an inch, I reckon. There we go. Well, thank you very much for watching that video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the new format video we put out yesterday as well. So fingers crossed that's going down well. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. You will see the lovely, lovely Taylor Green. He's going to be on this week as well. He's actually going to record his video after I do mine. So he'll see you this week as well, guys. So as always, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I shall see you real soon. Bye, everyone.